And what a great last quarter this should be. North Melbourne 13-13, 91. The Bulldogs 12-16, 88. And the Bulldogs fighting for a place in the 5. North Melbourne may be a chance to hold on to third position if they can win today. There's a chance for McLean. He's been moved to fullback, playing on Phil Cracker, who's kicked 3 goals, and the ball is rushed over the line and out of bounds. Thrown to take place between the forward pocket and half-forward flank on the member side. And that's Hepburn to do the ruck work against Purcell. Well taken by Larkin, who's been an absolute star. The kick's a high one. It's off target. Out of bounds on the full. And McLean will take the penalty kick.
That's Larkin's 26th possession for the match, as McLean kicks it very long out towards the half-back flank. Over the back it goes, punched away brilliantly. Running downfield is Aythorne, into the centre of the ground. Ackley being a good player, hooks it down towards centre half forward. Free kick. Free kick to the front man. Advantage rule is played and Spargo now shoots for goal. And there's a classic of the advantage rule. Whilst we waited for the free kick to come back to McDonald, play went on and Spargo picks it up and running downfield, rams it through and gives North Melbourne a lead of 9 points.
And that's his third goal to Spargo, who's had a very, very good duel with Steve Wallace. And the lead has now changed 14 times in the game, just to demonstrate just how close this game has been since the opening bounce.
He's probably beaten Wallace, Kev, which is a good performance, isn't it? He's at least equal with him.
Well, the fact that he's kicked 3 goals gives him the edge, Doug. He's had 18 possessions. Wallace has done some nice things. Wallace has had 14 possessions, but the 3 goals certainly tip it in favour of Spargo. Out of the centre, it's that man we've been speaking about, Wallace, but taken by Ackley. A long kick down towards centre half forward. Backing back is Clarkson. Couldn't take it. Punched away by Baxter. Forward hits the ground and takes the free kick. Half-back flank, member side, keen to play on. Gets the ball across to the skipper in Kennedy. He's off. He's going for a bit of a run. He's ran a long way. Kicks the ball up towards centre half forward. Looking for Foster all over the top of him was McCann. Here's young Pullenhook. Pullenhook onto that left boot. Beasley's got a chance to mark, and he has taken it. He's going to be on a very, very tough angle. Shane Williams is screaming for it in the goal square. But Simon has decided that he's going to have a set shot.
I doubt whether Shane Williams was even 15 metres away.
I think he might have been looking for a long hand pass.
Yeah, that's correct, yeah. The
5 kicks.
Yeah.
That's exactly right, that famous one in the grand final of 69. As we see Beasley moves in, the kick looks to go straight across the face of goals. It has. It's out of bounds on the full. And a let off for North Melbourne.
And that was a bad one by Simon. As I said earlier, he's played very well in general play, been a good team player. Hasn't been able to kick goals, he's only got 1, but that was a poor one. Now it's booted out towards half-back flank and it's Mossop in front, Purser behind, Larkin doing hard work, McGuinness is with the ball, bustles to the boundary line and they slither over the line out of bounds. 2 wonderful contesting rovers with Larkin being a star once again.
Thrown to take place on the 50-metre line. Bulldogs half-forward flank. Chance for McGuinness. The ball bounces kindly, which it doesn't, but the ball's been kicked by Royal. Out of bounds on the full, and Matthew Larkin, possession number 27. Drives down, looking for Hepburn in front, and the long arms of Hepburn, and there's the flashing skills of James Cracker. He's off and running, he's had 2 bounces, runs inside the 50-metre line, he sizes up the goals. Great play, Jimmy Cracker, as he pops through. A very important goal to North Melbourne. That's his 16th possession. And it's his 2nd goal. And great play by young Mark Hepburn.
And what a wonderful player. You'd enjoy that one, KB. He steadied and just speared it through. Always in control of the kick. He kicks his 19th for the season. And what a wonderful player he's been. The best and fairest for them last year. And we listened to John Kennedy in Perth. John Kennedy never really compliments his own players, but he told us what a wonderful team player he was. He said Jim Cracker is really one of the leaders of this club, and that takes a lot for the Kennedy man to say that. There at centre half forward, Foster battling valiantly there. Aythorne with the ball, steadies, or is it Royal? Kicks it long, he's kicked it offline again, and Beasley marks cleverly. Fairly slipped to the ground, and was pushed to the ground. And there, the anxious look of Simon Beasley. He knew he'd infringed, and the free kick goes to Ian Fairley.
North Melbourne lead by 15 points, and that's been their biggest margin in this game. As we see Mossop back in the ruck after a stint at full forward. Chance for Chandler. Half-back flank. Been a good player. Had a great duel on Hawkins. It's a floating kick back and a free kick to Jason Love. Love a long way down from the half-forward flank. Possession number 18 for Love as he kicks the ball back to the half-forward line. Linton Fitzpatrick gets his fist to the ball out the back. It's Athorn. He's been caught by Larkin. He's got the tagging job since half-time, picked up by Clarkson, the youngster who kicked that all-important goal. The ball's kept in by McLean, but it's through for one behind. Clarkson went into the history books, Doug, kicking that goal after the siren for North Melbourne to beat Melbourne.
What did McLean kick to himself there for? He kicks himself, looks for Douglas Hawkins. Hawkins takes a splendid mark. Well, hasn't been a brilliant player today. We're used to so much from this unbelievably good player. Gets a short pass out wide. Fitzpatrick with the ball. Fitzpatrick down where over the top, it's a big leap by Law. Williams overrun it. Hand pass from McCann. Out to Law. Law then kicks it downfield. Hawkins for a difficult one again and takes a splendid mark. Quickly it goes out wide and taken by Maloney. Maloney down, hugging the flank. Right on the boundary line it is, and eventually over the line, out of bounds. And I think Footscray will need to be more direct than that.
Yes, I agree, Doug. 16 points down. Have to go straight down the centre. Mossop and Purser. Royal, great player today, kicks the ball down towards Shane Williams, who takes the mark. 2 goals, 3 to Shane Williams. He's keen to play on. It's his 8th mark. He's looking for Beasley out in front, and Simon's got it this time. Directly in front, mark number 6 to Simon Beasley. He's kicked 60 goals for the season. It should bring up goal number 2 for the game because he's directly in front, only 25 metres out. It's a badly needed one for Footscray. All concentration is Simon as he moves in. Drop punch it on its way. Gets the accolade from his teammate and McPherson, and he's popped through a very important goal. And at the 8-minute mark of the final term, North Melbourne lead by 10 points. 15-14, 104. Footscray 13-16, 94.
Yes, it really is a very important goal. 10-point lead is easy to swallow up, but of course, if the reverse happens, and North Melbourne are the next team to score, it's a pretty decisive lead at the 9-minute mark. And come the ruckman once again. Mossop's back on the ball. Purser's done it all day. Over the back it goes. Battling for it, Jim Cracker foot the ball very quickly. In front, good mark by Maloney. Maloney, nuggety player. This is his 15th game for the season, so he's had a pretty good season. Sends it long downfield. Peter Foster gives the leap. Up he goes, but in front. Splendid judgment there by Mossop. Out it comes by Passmore. Out to Steele. Steele out wide. Rick Kennedy's with it. Turns and balks. He's in trouble. Gets his left foot and drubs it down towards Williams. Williams in front. Running behind it is Steele. A chance now for Collingwood. Collingwood out to Williams again. Williams clapper to Wallace. Wallace about 75 metres out. Looks for Beasley again. In front was Passmore. Took it away from him. Well, strong play McPherson. Hooks it back towards the goal square. Foster puts McCann out. And the umpire doesn't allow it. And Foster pushed him out most decisively. And the free kick is against a very distraught and worried, complaining Peter Foster, but Steve McCann takes it.
Well, bit of bad luck there for Footscray. McPherson already has booted 3 goals, and that would have brought him within 4 points. But McCann kicks out to the outer side of the ground on the practice wicket area and thumped over the back. Chance for Jimmy Cracker. Kicks up towards Hepburn, but backing back is Linton Fitzpatrick. Takes the mark. He's keen to play on. Back to the centre of the ground, all by himself is Royal. The quick hands come out to Maloney. Maloney kicks over centre half forward, dropping short. McCann's in front, kick it off the ground, they say to Simon. He tries to punch it along the ground, dives on top of the ball. Ball spills clear, chance for Shane Williams. Borks comes back onto the right boot. The kick's half smothered, taken by Foster. Hooks one over his head. Peter Foster, has he kicked a miraculous goal? He has. And the Bulldogs, they will not lie down. The Scray are back within 4 points. North Melbourne 15-14, 104. The Bulldogs 14-16, 100. And we've played 10 and a half minutes into this final quarter.
Well, there's not been a better goal kicked all day than that one, and not been a more crucial one. And Footscray really needed it, and they've got back to within 4 points from gallant play. And Peter Foster epitomised, this is his season, he's really been one of their leaders throughout the season, kicks a goal that they desperately needed, and it's Mossop against Purser as usual. A very good bounce by the umpire. Stephen Wallace fights for it, but it was Chandler taken down. Nice play by Spargo, doesn't cover much distance. Jimmy Cracker this time is beaten for it and is driven over the line by Baxter. He times it well, or judges it very well, and it bounces just before the line, over the line, out of bounds.
11 and a half minutes gone in this final quarter. 4 points the difference in favour of North Melbourne. Purser and Mossop, they've had a great duel in the ruck. Picked up by Clarkson. Quick kick back to that half-forward line. Jimmy Cracker can't pick the ball up. Was he held? Play on, says umpire Robinson. Ford tried to crash his way through. Baxter with a quick kick back, and Clarkson all by himself takes the mark. Plays on quickly to Mossop. Back to Clarkson. Has to kick on the left boot. And Mark Hepburn, being a very quiet player, but he's come into the game in this final quarter. Usually a beautiful long left foot kick. This is no exception to the edge of the square nearly, as we see McLean waiting at the back. Can't take control, and the ball's forced over the line.
Yes, Hepburn is back to scratch today, playing his third league game. His second one was a wonderful one in Perth. But he'll be there for a long time. In come the rucks, and down from Purser, down towards Kennedy. Kennedy lost it. Larkin shoots for goal and misses it through for one behind. Well, Matthew Larkin has picked up possessions all quarters, all around the ground. The only blemish on a magnificent performance has been the fact that he's missed a few goals.
Well, he's kicked 1 goal, 3 Doug, and he's had 28 possessions, and we see Linton Fitzpatrick take the mark in front of Hepburn. Half-back flank, member side, Footscray kicking down towards the city end, as we see Dougie Hawkins hunch himself over and marks in front of Chandler. Great duel between these two today as he goes short looking for young Collinook, and he takes it, a juggling one. Youngster playing his first game of league football. Up towards centre-half forward, Beasley's the target in front, the fist away from Fairley, waiting down to McGuinness, a great player really, but he's gone out of the game in the second half. And umpire Saws will bounce. 60 metres out from Footscray's goal. They trailed North Melbourne by 5 points. We've played 13 and a half minutes in this hectic final quarter.
It's on the half-forward flank in front of the grandstands that Mossop gets in front position and thumps at 20 metres. Doug Hawkins is thwarted by good running there, and a long one goes out to German. German on the boundary line, keeps it in play. Very clever. Fumble just for that moment by Love. Over the line comes Wallace and takes it out of bounds. He's tackled by German. It's really been fierce competitive football throughout the whole match. Two sides really battling to make the 5. And they've showed that they've got class. In comes Purser. Purser down to Royal, who's been all class all day. Bolt gets away, but he's well tackled by Spargo. An opportunity now for Hepburn. Hepburn back to German. German short out to the flank is very clever. A long one from Love is beautiful. And running downfield is Clarkson. Clarkson from about 30 metres out puts it straight through. Absolutely bisects it. And Alistair Clarkson steadied and did it in absolute copybook style. That's his 11th possession, and what a vital goal it was to answer that last one of Footscray's.
And North Melbourne 11 points in front. And Clarkson, I suppose, has a reputation of kicking a goal now, Doug, after kicking one after the siren under all sorts of pressure several weeks back when North Melbourne got up to beat Melbourne. Made no mistake that particular time. Good goal by the youngster. And that opens up an 11-point lead. 19 years of age. His first goal today. He's back in the centre of the ground. Can Footscray answer the challenge? Mossop with a tap out, taken by Wallace to Royal. Royal, bit slow to kick the ball out towards Tony McGuinness. Ackley, but Royal backing up well, looking for the hand pass. It's Maloney through the centre of the ground to the centre half forward. Oh, they're fiddling around. Footscray back to McGuinness. They need a long kick. McGuinness will kick long. The left boot's on its way. It's a great kick by Tony McGuinness. And Footscray, they bounce back yet again. What a game at the MCG. 5 points the difference. North Melbourne 16-15, 111. Bulldogs 15-16, 106.
Well, you saw the virtue then of someone who can really kick the ball long. Right on the 50-metre mark. And he had no trouble at all making the distance. And that wonderful left footer really speared it through. And that's another player, number 11 from South Australia, who's got the chance for a Brownlow medal this year. He's had a magnificent season. He's one of the stars of the win against Victoria. Here comes Jim Cracker. He's tackled. Out wide it goes, and it's punched out by Ford. Not good. Downfield from McDonald. Underneath it. Oh, good leap by Larkin. Then recovers possession. 5 foot with Baxter. And Athorn on the ground. And Larkin almost took a good one. He's almost run off his feet. And the ball is to be bounced in the half-forward zone with Footscray in attack. And North Melbourne are leading by 6 points. North Melbourne in attack. It's Love. Or snap goal. That's one of the goals of the match. And we've stressed many times what an extraordinary goal sense he's got. And that really was a beauty. And Jason Love kicks a very vital goal at the 16.5-minute mark in the final quarter. And that's his second.
And he's been a very good player all day, Doug. He really did have the better of Eccleston early in the game. And Footscray have had to make changes to try and combat Love's elusiveness on that half-forward flank. And can Footscray come back yet again? Mossop wins the tap. Cracker, Jim Cracker, picked up by Chandler. It's a high kick towards Larkin. Best player on the ground. Couldn't take the mark, but recovers well. Yet another possession out to Hepburn. Its ball's going to bounce in the square. Taken by Phil Cracker, and he's popped it through. Well, you could see the ball was going to bounce. Unfortunately for Michael McLean, he was caught in a position where there was not much he could do about it. And the ball did favour Phil Cracker. And now that gap does open up. 18-15, 123 North Melbourne. Footscray 15-16, 106. 17 points the difference at the 17.5-minute mark of this final term. And that's the biggest margin between the two sides today.
And bad luck there for Footscray when you're playing in front, as McLean was. The ball went straight over his head into the hands of Phil Cracker. Mossop gets it out again. Been a wonderful ruckman. A scrimmage in the centre. Donald McDonald, Rick Kennedy looking fierce and talking to the umpire. But was going to look at him, almost walking through umpire Robinson. Umpire Robinson, cool and calm. He's seen that all before and was very sympathetic to Rick Kennedy. Bounces once again. Big pack now. Purser wins it. Ackley picks it up, kicks it out towards the boundary line. Racing forward is Maloney with German. And in comes Larkin, fumbles for once. Picked up by Maloney. Maloney down towards the half-forward flank. Underneath it, a fine mark taken by Royal. And they're not out of it yet. Royal, possession number 35, would you believe? Short passes out wide to Maloney. Maloney will need to kick one of his best. He'll be just behind the 15-metre penalty. That'll make it easier for him. And with the scoreboard showing North Melbourne 123 points to Footscray 106, Maloney now comes in, and he'll only be about 35 metres from goal when he shoots from about a 45-degree angle. Here comes Troy Maloney. 123 to 106. Maloney kicks it and kicks it very well. So it's 113 to 123. And at the 19-minute mark, the 10-point lead can still be whittled away. Or it's 11-point lead.
Well, it's been a great game,
It's been a wonderful game, Kev. Yep.
Both sides to be congratulated. 5 points separated them at quarter time, 3 points at half time, and 3 points at three-quarter time. And once again, Footscray have bounced back, and at the 19.5-minute mark, trail by only 11 points. Bounce of the ball by umpire Ian Robinson in what's been a great contest, and Jimmy Cracker out of the centre has been caught by McGuinness. Kennedy said it was holding the ball, but instead he grabs the ball himself, crashes his way out, The hand pass is a poor one. Goes to John Law. He fumbles. He can't pick up. Finally, he gets his kick to the ball. Larkin tried to tap the ball on. Punched on further by Athorn. Taken by Ford. Caught high was he. Play on, says the umpire. Here's a chance for Athorn once more. The hand pass. Oh, it's been smothered. Picked up by Jimmy Cracker across to Larkin. The ball comes back onto the right boot. He fires. It's off target. Pressure football by Footscray. And that's been the theme of the game. As McLean, in that last line of the fence, sends the Bulldogs back into attack on the outer side of the ground. Purser played a lone hand in the ruck. The ball stumped forward. German, the ball bounces kindly. Long kick, but it's off target. Over the line, out of bounds. Is it on the full? Yes, it is. And once more, that penalty kick will go to McLean. Plays on. No, he has to hand pass it back to Fitzpatrick. And Linton Fitzpatrick with that long kick hugging the boundary line.
And Andrew Purser's in front, and a beautiful leap over the top in by Foster. Foster battling valiantly. His 8th mark. He's been the top mark getter for Footscray for the season. Downfield it goes. A good big punch there by Steele. Picked up by Ford. Ford then steadies and kicks it short, but doesn't kick it very well. Passmore battles valiantly. Steve McPherson seemed to throw it out to Cordy. Cordy then boots it down. Simon Beasley in front. Good mark, Simon. A very good mark by Beasley. North Melbourne 18-15 to Footscray 16-16, and Beasley's played well until he's kicked for goal when he's missed a few easy ones, or certainly ones that he would normally have got. He's kicked 2, and they need this one desperately to Footscray. They can't afford this loss. If it is to be a loss, they're 16-16 to 18-15 as Beasley from about 35 metres from goal kicks for goal and kicks it well, and the battle is still on. Simon Beasley's 3rd goal, and he's 62nd for the season.
Well, Footscray, they
won't give up.
Won't give up, Doug. Every time North Melbourne kick a couple of quick goals, and look, when they're 16 points in front, as they have been a couple of times now, look as if they may have the game by the throat. Footscray bounces back. And once more, only five points the difference. The 22.5-minute mark of the last quarter. Plenty of time for Footscray to win the game, and plenty of time for North Melbourne to sew it up. Umpire Rowan Sawyers and umpire Robinson done a very good job today in what's been a first-class game. And Purser with a thump out of the centre, taken by German. Quick kick back to that half-forward line. Trapped by Love, but tapped down by Kennedy. They're going in hard now. The stakes are high, and the free kick will go to Spargo. Trying to play on quickly was German, but umpire Robinson says you must bring the ball back. And Spargo, who's booted 3 goals. Possession number 20. Kicking from about 80 metres out. The punt kick's a poor one. It flops forward, but playing in front is Mark Hepburn. And Linton Fitzpatrick caught out by that poor kick. Hepburn's 4th mark. He is a magnificent left foot kick. He's kicked 1 goal. He's had 12 possessions. Well down early in the game. Lifted his game in the 3rd quarter. And could this be the sealer for North Melbourne? As Hepburn moves in. And I've mozzed him.
Pulled it, yep.
I've mozzed him. And that takes North Melbourne to 1 straight kick in front.
Michael McLean looks for Rick Kennedy and finds him just in time as McDonald came late on the scene, and Kennedy's in an angry mood. That won't worry Donald McDonald. He gets past him. Play on, says the umpire. Gains 25 metres. Goes again from the 50-metre mark in defence. Kicks it out there. A big leap by Foster again. A great spoil by McCann. Picked up there and driven downfield by Wallace. Into open territory it goes. Stephen Collingwood's in possession. No, he lost it. And over the line goes Troy Maloney with the ball spilling away from him. And it's been fierce competitive football throughout the match. And a wonderful match it's been, with only 1 goal the difference at the 24-minute mark, with North Melbourne in front.
And from the throw-in, taken by McGuinness. It's been caught. Spargo back to the centre wing position. Love and Fitzpatrick there. Picked up by Fitzpatrick. Out to Hawkins. Ball's over the line. The throw-in once more to take place. 24.5 minutes gone in this hectic last quarter. 6 points the difference. North 18-15, 124. Footscray 17-18, 118. As we see Purser with hits the ball down. Maloney, can he keep it in play? He can't. It's the ball is just moved ever so slightly along the half-forward line of North Melbourne. Still 75 metres out from the North Melbourne goal. They're kicking down towards the punt road end as Hepburn's in front. Purser's very, very tired. The kick's a high one. Waiting underneath it, 2 Footscray players, but Athorn takes a very, very strong mark. And a 15-metre penalty. We could have a draw in our hands, Doug.
Who knows, Kev? 25 minutes are gone. We're ticking into time on period. It'll be a reasonably lengthy corner. That was a magnificent mark of Athorn's that time. Now he comes in from centre half back and boots it down looking for Foster. Foster and McCann. McCann spoils. Williams in trouble. Kick covers no distance. Wallace in trouble. Hand passes out. And it's taken in a lovely smother that time by Royal. Out wide to the flanks it goes, and Collingwood did it well. In comes Royal again. Bumped by Chandler. Royal beats him. Pushes Chandler in the face and gets away from him. Steadies with his left foot. Great smother, Mossop. Brilliant smother. Love kicks it out of danger to centre wing position. Matthew Larkin in lots of trouble. Picked up by German. German dribbles it along the boundary line very cleverly. Had nobody to kick to, and the ball's over the line out of bounds. And we've ticked into the 26-minute mark, and there's still 1 goal the difference with North Melbourne in front.
And Athorn's off for Footscray, and Ryan Royal has played a great game for Footscray, just trying to do a little bit too much that time. As the time clock ticks away, 1 goal the difference. Chance for Love to pick the ball up. They're under pressure. The kick's a high one. Waiting underneath it. Fitzpatrick and Hepburn. Beautiful tap out by Hepburn to German. Will the ball bounce up to Jimmy Cracker? Onto the left boot. His kick's off target. Oh, it looked like it was out of bounds to me from here, Doug.
Yeah, Kevin, important score to get that point, because that means they've got to score twice to Footscray now to catch them. There's 7 points the difference as Michael McKean kicks it out very wide, looking for Hawkins late on the scene. Never looked like it in that particular case. Picked up by Chandler, lost, gets it once again, boots it down towards centre half forward. Ford goes up and takes an easy mark, but took it very calmly and in confident fashion.
Ford's keen to play on. Footscray's got to get the ball moving quickly across to Baxter. Baxter down towards Eccleston in front, and he takes the mark in front of Matthew Larkin. He's just come onto the ground. He's replaced Athorn. There's Eccleston. Kicks long. He's looking for the high flyer in Foster. Foster couldn't take it. Shane Williams from behind. The kick's been smothered. Good play by Steele. There's a chance for Fairley as the ball runs over the line, and a throw to take place in Footscray's forward pocket. 27.5 minutes gone in this final quarter, and 7 points the difference. North Melbourne leads Footscray. Can they get back into this game? Foster to the ruck work. Over the top comes McCann. A big thump picked up by Collingwood. Playing his first game, the ball punched through by Beasley, and there still could be a draw. 28 minutes gone. 1 straight kick the difference.
And Fairley kicks it to himself and gains about 15 metres, steadies, kicks it very long, but it's in Footscray's general direction. A punch down by Wallace. The captain's with the ball. Great tackle, Jim Cracker. Out it goes on the free kick. The free kick will go to Jimmy Cracker. And as John Kennedy said so often does he do the tough thing for us. What a wonderful leader he is. And he kicks it wide to the boundary line, which is sensible football. Steve Wallace with a big leap over the top of German, and German trundles it over the line out of bounds. But that really was a magnificent tackle from the tiny little man Jim Cracker on big, tough, rugged captain Rick Kennedy. They got the free kick, and now it's Donald McDonald will do battle with Purser. Purser in front possession. Out it goes, and it's kicked by Spargo downfield. In front, the mark is taken by McLean in front of Phil Cracker.
And McLean onto that left boot. Up to the half-forward line. Foster's there, but John Law, strong captain's mark on the half-back flank. Law hugging the boundary line on the outer side of the ground. Over the back, chance for German. Maloney taps the ball back, picked up by McLean. He was caught high, gets the ball back to McGuinness. McGuinness is off. He's going to go for a run. He's had 2 bounces. Kicks long, up towards the 50-metre line. One for the high flyers once more. Ball comes to the ground, picked up by Steele. A long hand pass to Donald McDonald. Has to kick hurriedly back towards the centre wing position. In front, is it a mark to North Melbourne? Play on, says umpire Robinson. Chance there. Baxter tries desperately along with Fitzpatrick. They can't get the ball out. And both sides are absolutely exhausted in this last quarter as we approach the 29-minute, nearly the 30-minute mark, as we see 1 goal the difference.
And it's North Melbourne just across the centre wing position. An awkward bounce. It's taken nicely and driven down. Footscray in attack and trailing. Up go the leapers and just missed by McCann. Hand pass McDonald is very good to Steele. Steele then down towards centre wing position. In front, the mark is taken by Purser. Purser wisely plays on quickly. Out to Ford, who can kick it long. He's tackled, kicks it out towards Hawkins, who takes a wonderful mark. And Doug Hawkins is about 55 to 60 metres out, kicks it short and kicks it to McPherson. Well, he didn't gain much, but he's gained something. McPherson is within range. The angle is more difficult, but McPherson will kick from about 45 metres out.
And the siren has
gone.
Well, Doug, we've talked about a draw.
There's 6 points the difference. 6 points the difference. North Melbourne in front. Stephen McPherson almost kicking for a place in the 5. Steve McPherson from about 45 metres kicks for goal.
What a kick!
And puts it through.
A draw. A great draw. We said through this quarter that this game could end in a draw. It was worthy of a draw. John Kennedy looks back at the scoreboard and the Footscray players have gone berserk because Steve McPherson has just booted his 4th goal after the siren, a pressure kick, and Footscray is absolutely delighted. North Melbourne, it would be a great disappointment because
will the draw do them any good?
It's better than a loss.
I know it's better than a loss. I mean, even Einstein can work that one out. But I think the draw will still be a dangerous one for them because their percentage is so bad. Well, it's a great effort, a wonderful pressure goal, and a superb game of football.
Well, it means now, Doug, they're level on points with Geelong, not knowing the result of the Geelong game, but certainly it keeps the hopes alive for Footscray. And what a marvellous kick after the sign. Look at Mickey Malthouse. Absolutely thrilled that McPherson could kick that pressure goal.
Wasn't it interesting to see Hawkins and McPherson, who were great coppers off the field, cooperated so often throughout the match, and that's what happened at the end. Hawkins took a splendid struggling mark in front, and a perfect pass was out to his copper Steve McPherson, and McPherson, a very difficult kick, put it through, and there's Michael Malthouse on screen, and that really was something to talk about the match today. A draw was a fitting result.
And the president out there, Tony Capes, hugging Hawkins. It was worthy of a draw, Doug.
It was a wonderful match. And North Melbourne looked to have the game sewn up in the last quarter a couple of times, but Footscray were not to be denied, and they just kept at it and got back in it with the last kick of the day.
I think the biggest margin in the game, Doug, was 17 points by North Melbourne in that final term, and Footscray just kept persisting and persisting, and there goes the siren for the kids to come onto the ground, and that showed the rule worked very well there, Doug, because McPherson was able to take that kick without kids streaming onto the ground, which we have seen so many times before. So difficult for a player to take his kick with spectators running all over the place, and certainly that's been a good move by the VFL. A great game at the MCG. The final score, Footscray 18-17, 126, have drawn with North Melbourne 18-17. Let me just check that in the excitement here. It's 18-17, 125 apiece to both North Melbourne and Footscray in a great draw.